little over a year ago, I made this foot switch for a friend that speedruns Super Metroid on Twitch. You might remember him. His name's Volrat. He asked me if I could make him another foot switch, this time a little different. It's going to plug into an adapter that another friend of his made for his Super Nintendo. So I fired up my computer and I designed a little box for him. Once that was complete, I headed outside with my tools and got to work. I'm using some scrap wood for the top since it's thin enough, and I bought some new wood for the sides, and I'm cutting everything at 45-degree angles just to make things fit together better. There's kind of a test fitment, and of course, now we need to sand everything. Once everything's sanded, I'm cutting out the bottom that's gonna just have the feet and just be nailed to the entire thing. More sanding. And now it's time to nail it all together. I'm using wood glue and 3/4 inch nails. I'm gonna glue and nail the top on as well. It's not perfect, there are some overlaps on some of the wood, but it's okay. So measuring out all of the spots to drill, there's only gonna be 2 switches, so it's pretty straightforward. Now painting, I chose purple because that's Volrat's favorite color. And now I'm adding some splatter. I got black and white on this. I figured it adds a little bit of a 80s, 90s look to it. And finally some clear coat just to finish it off. Now let's head down to the basement and start the wiring. So this time I'm using some stop switches. A little bit more durable and higher quality. Easier to press with a foot too, just because they stick out so far. So that's kind of nice. The connection end is a 3.5 millimeter TRS, headphone, whatever you want to call it. I picked up this cable just at a thrift store. I'm just going to chop the ends off here. And this is perfect because each RCA connection here has 2 conductors and they're literally just going to get soldered to. Fine while I do this. So first thing, let's tin up the connections here if we can. There's very large metal pieces here, so I might need to turn them up a bit. This switch has very heavy-duty steel on it, so... There we go, starting to flow there now. Perfect. We actually went to the hardware store and picked up some washers. I didn't want to scratch the paint when I actually bolt the switches in, so... Picked up just a pack of washers and it was good to go. Okay, got my washers. Don't want to scratch the paint too much. So now I'm going to pick the beauty side that'll face them, and I'm going to drill a hole, maybe right here at the top for the connector to pass through. There we go. Perfect. And of course there's a knot in it. I should check the cable before I did that. Yeah, that cuts it down too much. I won't put one on the inside. If I put one outside, it should leave me with enough threads. One. So there. Feels a lot better than the last one. They're actually really much harder to press down. I'm sure it's easier with a foot. It turned out pretty well. I enjoy the color. The buttons are very clicky. The cable was hit or miss, but it works, right? So I've got little feet on there so it doesn't slide across the floor, and the bottom on as well. I want to thank everybody for watching, and I'll see you next time.